Sanji Judan Soji Chonala Janja Barda Dana Kyasa Jandage Janso Jibi Sona Yenro Labanja Sanji Jabak Sanji Judan Soji Chonala Janja Barda Dana Kyasa Jandage Janso Jibi Sona Rola Banja Sanji Jabak Sanji Judan Soji Chonala Janja Barda Dana Daga Janso Jibi Sona Yenrola Banja Sanjen Draba Simjan Damshe Diwa Dan Divi Jana Dhamma Yuche Dunga Dan Dunga Jeje Dan Trava Dunga Mebe Dewa Dhamma Dhamma Draba Jeche Nyera Chata Nyera Danyam Chimbo Nive Gyo Simjan Damshe Diwa Dan Divi Dambar Geche Dunga Dan Dunga Jeje Dan Trava Geche Dunga Mebe Dewa Dhamma Dhamma Draba Niran Chata Nidan Trave Danyam Chimbo Nive Gyo Simjan Damshe Diwa Dan Divi Jana Dambar Geche Dunga Dan Dunga Jeje Dan Trava Dunga Mebe Dewa Dhamma Dhamma Draba Jeche Niran Chata Nidan Trave Danyam Chimbo Nipara Kyo Ganje Senchora Jero Nimandara Nala Jendo Jendo Dangano Yoji Mamba Senda Sawa Nipena No Kayan Ganje Rana Bakiro Sharo De Yigir Kwanzamba Kayan Ba Ninadam Jentawa Dameko Yedave Sonya Shenanda Kyo Nada Nama Madama Jeo Dan Joshana Soji Yenjola Shiva Shiva Na Sanje Soma Rabda Shiyan Divi Jiyewa Dada Shayi Dame Shunya Shenanda Kyo Divi Geshen Duran Chesabi Dijaba Dunja Shiva Dina Choda Danya Kiva Ye and the Vina Vinya Shanda Josa Yoman Be on Dana Gutana Tibi Sonny Dombi Shani Join Chime Ladana Sojo Sonam Chahi Jen Johnny Sana Shoji Kanshan Jango Yen Navedo Satan Yama Bayan Nagan Seva Shiva Tedayanda Sambeki Gandanam Sanji Sonda Chulang Derab Danyan Barashavi Laika Dana Dana Jenga Dana Mega Dana Ro Kanye Jagam Tamcheka Daga Judan. Oh, yeah. Tangasu Katsa Yanchela Dojitavi Tondanganani. That's Hanji Conchote, Doric.
So, yesterday we have already finished explaining about the first Vajra point, which is the Buddha, and now today we'll move towards the second Vajra point, which is Dharma.
Oh, yeah. Tanita Dojitavi Tonipa Chukomjola Tupache.
So today we are going to talk about the second Vajra point, which is known as Dharma or Chokunchok in Tibetan.
Tatela Tamo Chula Giving the Vigoni Yasunroa. Oh, the Thomas Onkoyovachi.
So at first, in the Chokunchok or the Dharma, it is classified into like 4 different subjects in the text Uttaratantra Shastra.
Tatela Chukomshala Yasunro Serte Naransu Gela Karwo Gevi Chu Tanda Yobandeso compared to song. Teni Papi Koma Tony Chukoncho Gofi Dembata Lamji Dembati so the Sosu Gela Get Tabachik Chekayan Sambati Chula Yasunro Sere.
So the second Vajra point, which is Dharma or Chokuncho. So when we take refuge to the triple gems, so we know that there is Chokunchok or the Dharma also. And at that time, when we take refuge to the Dharma, we should think or visualize like, may I attain the sublime like path of the bodhisattvas who abides in the 10 bhumis. So in Chokunchuk or dharma. So particularly, it shows the realization of the bodhisattvas who abides in 10 bhumi also. So when we take refuge to Chokunchuk, we should think or visualize that may the ultimate qualities of all the bodhisattvas of 10 bhumis can be achieved by me.
The Chukumchoga Ngaransu Japsurti, Chukumchote Ngaransu Jula Johnny Delatene Ngaransu Juji Nyomo Batan Lee Namtola Soba Tamche Ngaran Jukutene Chukumchola Tene Tene Meva Sotabazik John Digger Dear Ni Joku Chukumcho di Ngaran Captupiore Gani Cavresidiga Yomo Badan Mirge Bali Cap. What the Chukumcho like Aus and Rosser de Tendisire.
So after taking refuge or after following the path of dharma, the teaching or chokunchok, then after that, the negative emotions or the obscurations, the defilements within our mind will slowly remove away or purified away. So this is the reason why we should take refuge to dharma or chokunchok, because chokunchok, following the path of chokunchok or the teaching, is only one way to remove the defilements and obscuration from our mind.
Tate Tombala Suchetawa de Tingaransu Ta Nishlogon de Keransu Yang Tangaransu Yam the Chukumcho like Aus and Royo, somebody Chona Yakundu Samkut.
So now I will read out the first stanza of the stanza which shows the Chokunchok Dharma, and while I recite the stanza, it's important all of you to visualize or think that I'm taking refuge to the Dharma, the teaching or Chokunchok.
Oh, this de la Ganjik Meme Yome Main Yome Lejanda Taparamani Nisik Tantra Soso Ranka Rikshiva Deme he was in Handen Mukpakan Chapatan Dan Raru number in Jones Tamchu Nimateland Sonyori.
So, right now, Khenpo just recite the stanza which shows the which present the praising of the dharma in the text Uttaratantra Shastra.
Oh, the Kazan Mama Mutaba Nanje Naransu Gela Yobi Then Gavi Semde Chure Then the Nani Kan Choda Kirwati Lamden Dan Godenre De Pavi Komat of the Gene Tokyo. Then this on the Dandani Nasugula Chu de Yode. Then on the Chu de Ya compared the Dani. That's Susugula Chu Conjot of Tavachi. Money the Yamlen Sena Yamlen Omati the Tere.
So we should know that the Buddha nature which lies within our mind from the very beginning, that Buddha nature itself is the chokunchok or the dharma or teaching. So when we start following the path, following the guidance of a teacher who shows us the correct path to attain the enlightenment, then slowly we realize or we practice that dharma to attain the ultimate enlightenment. It's not like that the dharma isn't within us. It is from the very beginning within us, and it is the Buddha nature is the one where the dharma, the nature of the dharma or the nature of the chokunchok lies.
Oh, Tere, the Chu Conchoke Yondan Jobatella Karsangama Naje Sanji Conchoke Yondan Jovicala. Then Yondan Samre. Then Tama Randang Yonda Jandang Yonda Se Trankatsuva Naja Kamdaryan, Tawon Godenji Yondan Sum, Tijis Lamdenji Yondan Sum, that didn't what there, then Sir Duni, Kanji Chapa Tantra, Godenji Yonda, Kangi Chapa Tantra, Lamdenji Yondan Sene, Kamdar Yondan, yes, on your
Similar to the Buddha. Yesterday we learned about the eight supreme qualities of Buddha, which were the first three was summarized into the benefiting for yourself or Buddha himself, and the second three part were summarized into benefiting for others. Similar to the first Vajra point, Buddha, today the qualities of Dharma is also explained in the same way. So total we have 8 qualities of Dharma, and the first three is summarized into the path of cessation, and the second three is summarized into the path of truth of path. So that there is the first three and second three is total 6, and above that we need to add the truth of cessation and the truth of path. So total it will be 8 supreme qualities of Chokunchuk or Dharma.
Ta Tawon Godenji Yondan Tela, some the maybe yonder, Linian you may be yonder. Nam to may be on the scenary, Topa may be on the scenary, yonder some song.
So at first, talking about the first 3 qualities which summarize into the truth of cessation, these are it's called, the first one is called samme in Tibetan. If we translate this particular word into English, it is kind of inconceivable. And the second one is nime, which says that it's the Dharma or the Chokunchuk is free from 2 veils, which is the veil of karma and veil of mental poison. And the third one is Togme, which describe as the Dharma or the Chokunchuk is free from the cause which create all it is free from the improper like conceptual activity. So these 3 are the first 3 supreme qualities of Chokunchuk, which is summarized into the path of cessation.
Oh, Dinani Tatong Godinji Yondan, Thomas some the maybe Yondan Tela, Tsasak Nalola, Desan some younger.
So at first we'll talk about the first supreme qualities of Dharma Chokunchuk, which is in Tibetan, which it says samme.
Tela measure some the mepa. Then Dadan Topi, Dadan Tiny Gita Jodamepa. Then so rangi.
So at first we'll talk about the qualities of the first quality, which is samme. And so while thinking about the first qualities, we should think that the first qualities explain that Dharma or Chokunchuk is kind of a thing that it is beyond the imagination or concept of the ordinary beings. It is only like achieved or can be like understood by the bodhisattvas. That's why it can't be described or explained in any kind of word, or it can't be shown by any kind of sign.
Tela measure some the message tela Wama Rantongulu La Sontan Chick down, Wama Jantongulu La Sontan Chick, that's a Mandara.
So while describing about the quality of the Dharma, then at first we have 2 different kind of explanation, which is little bit difference between each other.
Te ta trangka te karsidi yopa mayen, meba mayen, nika mayen ba mayen se de trangka te tsikde chikpare.
So at first, the qualities of Chokunchuk or teaching is explained by the four possibilities. We call Mushi in Tibetan. It's kind of four possibilities. If we search the dictionary, it says the four possibilities. So then the first one is dharma doesn't exit. It's kind of not. It's kind of doesn't exit, and it says yopa mind. And the second one is mepa mind, which says that it's not non-exist also. The second one, and the third one is dharma is not both exit and non-exit, and the fourth one again says that the dharma is like exist and non-exist both. So it's kind of like mushi. So it's very clearly described in the text Uttaratantra Shastra, and Khenpo will describe like one by one.
Ta goma rantong ko kapta wo yena lopa ariyan dewe tani meji tuba tan tarwa de tangye wi tawa re soni son yore.
So according to the Arya Asanga, he has described that this like four possibilities according to the just now I explained that it's like it's not exit. The first one is not exit, and the second one is not non-exit also. So this is how the four one by one Khenpo will explain.
Di kaula ta yopa mayen seon de yopa se de ganti chila songgo de se de ga rang ngo yopa yopa cha sona tani tang ta res rang ngo yopa se ji Shisha tamche ke nalo rang ngo yopa se de yo mare se yopa mayen se ko de tere.
So at the first, we should know the first one is yopa mind, which says the exits doesn't exit. It's kind of if we just explain the direct word, it says that the exist doesn't exist, and it's something like there's nothing like permanent thing which in this like phenomena, or when we analyze the text one by one, there's nothing such thing which exists from the very beginning.
Tene mepa mayan se on de mepa se na sawa ni simchen la na ma nyong wa yo ma nyong wa tendi chi in de ga ngaran su zugla sopa ndi so mepa ya ma res karte mepa ya na chanta chando res ni wa te song yo.
So, and the second one is in Tibetan is called mepa mind. So while understanding the second one, mepa mind, so we should know that all the like phenomena in the samsara is not mepa, is not non-exist also. It is in the the phenomena, or the phenomena still exist in the samsara.
O te ta yopa mayan mepa mayan so na tani nika yimba si yong ko ma res yopa yenda rengu ni yopa yenda wa sawa ni mepa yenda wa tendi si yo ma res so ate nika mayan ba.
And the third one is yepa dang mepa nika mind. It shows that the exist and non-exist both doesn't exist.
Tene nika mayan ba mayan se de nika yimba chik me so na tela tu bi nika mayan ba se chi jasa kanyang ko ma res pe na phar se ji me na chur se di yong ko ma chur se ji me na phar se di yong ko ma re te na jen re so ne nika mayan ba ya mayan song yo.
So following the third one says that exist and non-exist both both are non-exist. So so following to the third one, the fourth one we should follow that. The fourth one also says that the exist and non-exist are both non-exist. It's kind of like this. It's a little bit complicated, but it's kind of explained like this. And for example, if we don't have the left side, then we can't say there's a right side, because left side and right side are to relay each other. If we don't have the left side, if we don't have any people in the left side, then we can never say there's people in the right side. So it's like depending on each other.
No, there. That Nika Mayan ba Mayan say the don Ngaran su Tijan Deni Yopin Talayan Niba Mayan, Mepin Talayan Nika Mayan, Uila Yan Niba Mayan say Jor. Uila Niba Mayan say the Nika Mayan ba Mayan say the Jadan Koa Chiglan Row Yor in Antitesi. The Tsingons Shetavia do Chigmare. Chojini Huma Ngala Tsawa here Shosong Watchard. Tingi Tsawa here Bungoni that's sure. Tick up the way na Dorsity Tico the Givada was sure. Te Tanda Yutub Nana Yuri.
So this explanation of the four possibilities is a little bit complicated. It's a little bit difficult and complicated to understand also. And like before, Khenpo he taught a text called Tsawa Sharap by Nagarjuna. So in that particular text, these four possibilities are explained in a very like detailed way, with a range like range way. So if you want to like know this in very detailed way, then the teaching which Khenpo taught about the text of Nagarjuna, it is also available in YouTube also. So you can visit that particular site, and you can like really like analyze or go through these four possibilities in a very like detailed way.
Tatani Nipa Homa Jantung Kaula. Then Yopa Mai Meba Mai Sonyate Shayan.
So as I said earlier, that we have two different kind of like views which explain these four possibilities, and the one is the one which we just completed, and we'll move toward the second one now.
Ta Homa Jantung Kaula Kari Sidi Chuji in Tondum Dembati Yopa Chakayore. Gunsu Rigdiso Donla Meba Chakayore.
So then the Madi
Tondum Rigdi Yopa Chakayore. Then the Meba Mayan said Chuji in Tondum Dembati Meba Mayans.
Kunzub di Mebara.
Oh, Gunsu de Donla Meba Chakayore de Yopa Mayans.
So according to the next view, which is the view of the school of the emptiness of others. So we call Rangtong Mawa is the school of emptiness of others, and in that view, it says that the ultimate truth is exist, and the relative truth, which is called Kunzup Demba in Tibetan, that is non-exist. So in the views of Rangtong Mawa, or in the views of the emptiness of others, they describe the ultimate truth, the Nam Demba, as exist, and the relative truth, Kunzup Demba, as non-exist.
Oh yeah, that Tendi on the Chuji Yang Dondon Demba said Meba Mans and Dicala, Meman said the Meba Mans, Kanchini Meba Mari said, Papi Higa. So Ranrik be here, Joyer Chada Yores, so Ranrik be here, Zaki Yores, Tendi on the zawanyene meba mares.
So according to the second views, they believe that the ultimate truth or the ultimate truth is does exist because the ultimate truth or the is the one which can be achieved or which can be accomplished or which can be like realized by the bodhisattvas, the supreme like mind of the bodhisattva. So that's why the ultimate truth does exist.
Tate kamdar kangatang songkor sidi ngokpi dembati. Ngokpi dembati meba mares. Kare sidi ga papi ihi ki ngond chiores.
So saying this, at the same thing that the truth of cessation, which is Gokden, and which can be described as Buddha nature, ultimate truth, and Dharmakaya also. So those true nature, Dharmakaya, the truth of cessation, all exist because they are realized or experienced by the bodhisattvas who abides in 10 bhumis by their self-awareness, primordial wisdom. So if we say that the ultimate truth doesn't exist, then that will be absolutely wrong because the ultimate truth does exist because it is like realized or experienced by the bodhisattvas of 10 bhumis by their primordial wisdom.
Ta yopa mayan se te tawi chu komchoko nansan ngokpi dembati kunzu lorbi ngobar yopa mares.
So and if we explain that if we explain that the chokunchuk, the teaching or the dharma doesn't if we say that it doesn't exist in the nature, then it will be also wrong because it does exist in the nature, but it doesn't exist in the kunzup demba, which is relative truth.
Ta tani chu komcho di yome nika yang mares. Yome nika li jamba yang mares.
So that's why the ultimate the ultimate nature of the Chokunchok dharma or teaching is that it is not something like the phenomena which exists in the samsara, and it is not something like doesn't exist also. So the nature of the dharma or the Chokunchok is beyond all the concept of yepa dhammepa, so exist and non-exist.
Tani ta tiga measure samdame bachi. Ta tani dada tanyi ki jodame pare sidiga ngopi demba sidi shani chitawashin shet thoyachik mares.
So this is how we realize the nature of the dharma according to the four possibilities, mushi, and after that it is described as the dharma is something which can't be taught from the words and which can't be explained by teaching words and signs.
Tani sambate papi ihi ranga tani soso rang rigwi choyo kona redde yore se.
As we talk the three importance of the dharma, the first one was we talk about the four possibilities, the mushi, and the second one is that the nature of the dharma or chokunchuk is something that it can't be like experienced or explained by speech. It cannot be verbally defined, something like that. And the third one is the nature of the dharma or chokunchuk is only perceived or experienced or can be known by the noble ones who abides in the 10 bhumis, bodhisattvas, by their self-awareness, primordial wisdom.
Tere. Tati tonsora dodo dawachina measure samdame bachi. Dadang tanyi ga chatawachina jo mata bachi. Tani Papi Himarto, Naransu Hibando, the Rizig, some mataba, Chatawajanda, Do mataba. Oh, the Rizi Yimba de, some the maybe on the some seni. Kandar de Tenri.
So as we just described the three like important parts of the dharma, which was the first one was the dharma, the chokunjuk is beyond all those possibilities, and the second one was the dharma is beyond like explaining and verbally definition, and the third one is the dharma or chokunjuk is something which can be experienced, realized, or known by only the noble ones, the bodhisattvas who abide in the 10 bhumis. So these three qualities explain the first quality of dharma, which is samme or inconceivable. So this three part comes from the first quality, which is samme in Tibetan, and if we describe in English exact word, it's like unconceivable.
Tani Nime Soya Gopi Dembala Nimi ki Yondan Khan Yoresidi Lida Nyomo Ni Panson Yi Chuji Yanchela Goden Lakyor. Tendri Yondiga Lida Nyomo Ni Mepi Ranshan Res. Ti Nime Son Ni Sedi Lida Nyomo Nir. O Te Mepa Son.
So after the first qualities, now we'll move towards the second quality, which is ni me in Tibetan, which says, if we describe, it says that the dharma or the chokunjuk is free from the two wheels, which is the wheel of karma and the wheel of mental poison. It says from like lay and lay dang yunmongba. So lay is karma and Nyunmongpa is mental poison. So the dharma or the chokunjuk is free from all the karma, the wheel of karma and the wheel of mental poison.
Oh, Tene Tome Pa Seti. Tome Seti Nam Tome Pi Ranshan Chiyimba. Gopi Demba Seti Nam Tome Pi Ranshan Chiyimba. Oh, Tela Tome Ki Yondan Song.
And now the third quality of dharma, summarizing to the path of the truth of cessation, because as I said earlier that there's three qualities which summarize to the truth of cessation, and the third one is in Tibetan is tokme. So tokme is something like the dharma or the chokunchuk is free from the improper conceptual activity. So, so according to the ordinary being, we always create a lot of like improper concept within our mind. So, Chokunchok is something which is free from all those improper conceptual activity.
Tati Yanchigu Chukumshoga Nansan Gopi Demba La Yondan Sum Tambate Endor.
So till here we have finished describing, explaining or describing about the three qualities of dharma, which says the unconceivable and free from the wheel of karma and mental poison, and the third one is like free from improper conceptual activity. And these three first qualities are included or summarized into the truth of cessation.
Tatani Chukumshoga Nansan Lamden Ji Yondan Tela Sum Songayochi.
So later, after that, the second three qualities of the dharma is summarized into the truth of path.
Tatangwa Tela Takpi Yondan Songur. Takpi Yondan Sede Lamden Ji Ngowala Nyoma Bala Sobi Tremi Magua.
So talking about the second three qualities of dharma, which includes which are summarized into the truth of path, and the first one is dakpa in Tibetan. So Dhapa is something which is very pure, which doesn't exist any kind of defilements, obscuration. All those defilements, obscuration, negative emotions are already purified within the nature of dharma. So that's why the first qualities is called dhapa, is called like purified.
Teni nibate sarvi yondan songore. Sarvi yondan sedi shishi nelu. Chatawa janda sarvar khenka yobina sarvi yondan song.
And the second quality of the dharma is called salvi yundin, sal in Tibetan. And if we describe it, it says that the dharma, the chokunchuk, is something which has cleared all that all the knowable, all the knowledge of phenomena. So it is clear that it's since it salwa means clear. So if we describe the word exactly, the salwa, it should be clear. So we should know that the chokunjuk is the quality of chokunjuk is that it clears or it illuminates all the phenomena.
Teni ta lamden la teni nyumovi drabatan shishi drabate so pon thapka yore. Tende yeno diga tela nyembu yondan si. Nyembo se de nyumovi drabatan shishi drubi nyembo che thapka yore si. O te yondan sambatire.
And the third quality of dharma is it's called Khenpo in Tibetan, which shows antidote in English. And the dharma, the chokunjuk, plays the part of the antidote to the three poison or the two wheels, which was like the wheel of karma and the wheel of mental poison. So chokunjuk is the only one which can be antidote for all those defilements, obscurations, and negative emotions.
Diga lamdengi chukumchok nansanga lamdengi yondan samdor.
So saying this, now the second three are summarized or are include in the truth of path.
Ta teni ganshik kanka chaktar wason. Ganshik chakpatan tarwa ngokdengi yondan. Kanki chakpatan tarwa lamdengi yondan se. Teni tandi koma teso sora duni nisongo.
So as we say that the six qualities, as we describe the six qualities of the dharma, and which are included or which are summarized into the truth of cessation and the truth of path. So both the truth of cessation and the truth of path purifies the attachment within our mind.
O tendi chingong digita chu komsho tombi kap tela six japa je yore six japa je de da yondan te gyapo teni ndortan gibarashet o tendi che japare ta jima tanda jamgon control gendrewa te inchitang gyojang bati so sosuma chigsagona te nangka chasa chikpado chakayore.
So in general, the second Vajra point dharma is like classified or like categorized in 4 different point of subject and 4 different stanza in the text Uttaratantra Shastra. So like it is the presentation of the subject by praising, an explanation of the meaning of the praise presented in categories, summary of the categories in terms of the truth of cessation and truth of path, and explanation of the reason by combining the praise and meaning. So this is how the 4 subject, this is how the dharma is shown in the text Uttaratantra Shastra by categorizing in 4 subject. And similar to this, we have 4 stanza which shows the which shows or which explain the meaning of the dharma in the text Uttaratantra Shastra. But if we combine all those four subject, then there's no very big difference between each other. So the main character which shows in the four subject is the 8 qualities of the dharma. So that's why we don't need to go through all the stanza or all those four subject one by one, because the core meaning or the core meaning which shows within those four subjects are all included in the 8 qualities of dharma. And you can go through the detailed explanation commentaries by Jangwen Kongdo Lodothai, which is available in English version also. It's explained very clearly on that particular book.
Oh, tendere ngaron su Gyu Lama te chasang ma tsik ro ko na ro to ko mare pe me mong re. Tendere yong de ga nanga ngoma da wo te chik ton do cheni she jana tene chasang rik ro re do chang kan.
And if we go through by each and every text and each and every subject, then it's very difficult for us to explain, not difficult for explanation, but difficulty of because of the lack of time, because we don't have much time to explain each and every subject and each and every stanza. So that's why the main thing is that we need to know the core meaning. What does the dharma, how does the dharma is explained in the text called Uttaratantra Shastra. So that's why even in the text, the dharma or chokunchok is described or categorized in the 4 subject and the 4 stanza. But as I said earlier also, the core meaning is that it show all the 4 stanza or all the 4 subject shows the 8 qualities of the dharma, which we just went by, which we just explained one by one now.
Oh yeah. Ta nga su do che David ton dong na ni ni ro wa che.
So, having said this, we completed or we finished the explanation of the second Vajra point, which is the dharma or chokunchok.
Ta tene samba gendong koncho re.
So now we'll move towards the third Vajra point, which is sangha or gedin kunchok in Tibetan.
Ta gendong koncho la kyabsun ro sar de su ta ne chu dribala kerang chu ropa che ro chi se ya ga ta chu dribi ro na ro chi se ne gendong koncho la kyabsun ro sar de re.
So while we take whenever we take refuge to the triple gems, right? So whenever we think of sangha, the noble sangha or Gedin Kunchok, we should take refuge to the sangha, visualizing or thinking like, please help me to follow the path of the Buddha Shakyamuni. Please guide me, or please help me, or please be my friend as a friend to follow the guide or follow the right path shown by Buddha Shakyamuni. So while taking refuge to the Sangha, we should always visualize or think in this way.
다 겐동 콘초 라캬우슨 로서데 겐동 콘초 임바 나와신 진행 가서 라캬한데 베나 지천 잠비양 파파 짠리자왕슈 셰야타 지천 로마 셰와타 대수 돈라 산지 이나야 겐동 콘초 겐동 임비 츠나니 땅 가서라
So, for example, whenever we practice the practice of Manjushri or the practice of Avalokeshara or the practice of White Tara, Green Tara, anything. So whenever we practice those deity, then we should think them as like the noble Sangha also. We should think that the Manjushri or White Tara, Green Tara, so any Cherisi, all of those deities are helping me to follow the path of Buddha Shakyamuni. So we should visualize them as the friend to help us to follow the path or to guide us to the path of enlightenment, and we should visualize them as a sangha, the noble sangha, Gedin Konchu also.
Perna logic na lola jitsen jambi yangu se sharzeni khong damga nare so jitsen dorma ngu se sharzeni khong damga nare so wi kaula khon nambi ngaso sangi ya dri reda sin song yo mare son ta de khon nambi gar song ko sangi gompa dri chi re so ne khon namba shangchu senba yimbi chern zani sangi gompa dri re sin ngaso la son ro nang yo.
So, for example, there have been a lot of like examples in the past Tibet. So there have been great masters who practiced the taras and manjushri's practice, and at the time they directly saw them, the deity, they directly appear in front of that great masters, and they show the Tara and the Manjushri, they show them the right path to the enlightenment. And at the time when they were guiding them or showing them the right path, they never told them that I am Buddha. They never told them I am Buddha. They always explained that this is the way, this is the way how you should follow the path of Buddha. So they never told the practitioner or the one who saw them that I am Buddha, I will show you, I will guide you, not like that. They always told them, or they always showed them the right path or right guide to attain the enlightenment.
Then yanke pesaro chishana penna Gyu Lama lola zon tanda doje tawi tonda so zon je ganshu yarwi nana sangi son yore song do papa jibsan chambang gombo.
So, for example, the Maitreya Buddha himself have explained in the Uttaratantra Shastra that the order, as we completed this subject before a few days, the order of the 7 Vajra point is explained by the Buddha Shakyamuni in the text called the sutra called Requested by the King of Dharani. So the Maitreya Buddha himself have said that Buddha Shakyamuni have described the order of the 7 Vajra point in the text in the sutra called the Requested by the King of Dharani. So this is how they Manjushri, Maitreya Buddha or Tara, they never said or they never proved themselves that they are the Buddha.
Tene penna Mahakalala sobe chukyon deso yang ngasu chu dribi senari kyab dribi chokpon zakore. Te yang ta gendong komchok chaban zakore.
So regarding to the Mahakala, the evening session which we always do, even if we think, if we analyze very deeply, then even Mahakala can be visualized, or we should think is as a Sangha, Gedin Kunchuk, who is helping us to realize the ultimate truth. So similar to this, whenever we practice like Manjushri, Tara, so Cherisi, Mahakala, anything, we should always, we can visualize them as the noble Sangha or Gedin Kunchuk also, because they are helping us to follow the path of the enlightenment. They are taking us towards the path of the enlightenment. So we can think, or we can visualize them as a noble Sangha, Gedin Kunchuk also.
Oh, that tendency on the Jitsen Chambang Gombo, Jitsen Jambi, Papa Chani Zanshu, Tene, Jitsen Dorma, Mahakala La Soba, Tiso Ngasu, Gendan Komcho, Ken Zabantin Nango, Tene, Conso La, Ni, Chudrabi, Ropan Aro, Seni Kapsandro, Yo Sambachi, Gendan Komcho, la kyao san ro ka la tendi thuk sam jina pe ya ho yo.
So that's why whenever you go through the practice of as I said just now also, whenever we go to the practice of Makala, Cherisi, Tara, any kind of practice you do, so you should also you can or you can think or you can visualize or you can contemplate all those deities as the Gedin Kunchok or as some kind of supportive friend to please lead me or please guide me to the path of like Chokunchok, and please help me to attain the path of ultimate enlightenment. So in this way, you can visualize or you can think all those precious deities as Gedin Kunchuk also.
No, tendi re. Ta te gendo komchon la kyao san ro we tsik te chik lo ya chi na.
So now I will recite the first stanza, which shows the like this Gedin Kunchuk in Uttaratantra Shastra.
Sem de range osar pin na nyomo ngo me zik pi kandang drogan da men ta she yang da to ni tham che zo bi sang ji ji ju zik pa driba me bi longa wa sem chen nam da tai yu chen hi zinga de lan de.
So you can so now you can visualize that I'm like taking refuge or like paying homage to the noble Sangha, the Gedin Kunchok.
Da di don sheba de la ngarang su jamgon kontra grewa na lo la gyandir ka wan de shina yonde ni gi na la sar de ni song ko yores bo ken de wa de su na lo la samla ta na yonde get shi ni je ke yores son sar ni mar song yore.
So according to the commentary of Uttaratantra Shastra by Jamgon Kundalode Thaye, in that particular text, the qualities of Gedin Kunchok is explained or described in two different kind of ways, and the first one is described following the like masters of in India, so that how it is described in the Sanskrit text, and the second one is described as the second one is explained in the text of like masters from Tibet. So there are two different kind of explanation of the qualities of Gedin Kunchuk. The first one is described in the Sanskrit text from the masters of India, and the second one is described in the Tibetan commentaries, the masters from Tibet.
Da yonde ni na le de ni song de ga gar song se de yu chunyi de la chetta was de chetta wa de so so rang rig bi hi ki zi ni chak pi de ba se de nyomo wi de ba pon wi yonda se de yonda chik la tsagre.
So at first, if we go through the first part, which says the two qualities of which shows only the two qualities of Gedin Kunchuk, it is the it is the way which the masters from India in the Sanskrit texts explain. So the first one is the noble one, or the noble Sangha, the sublime Sangha. Like they focusing on the true state as their object. The noble one perceive the presence of suchness just as it is. So they see the first one is that the noble one, they see the ultimate truth, or they realize, or they see the ultimate truth by their own self-aware primordial wisdom. So which is free from the attachment of which is free from the attachment of klesha.
Da tani chenye pa se de la tani yuchen semchen chenye ba tamche la kam dewa sha bu yang chab yo pa de so so rang rig bi hi ki zeng ni tani tok bi driba senare hidab senare o te pong re.
So, and the second quality is like focusing on the state of relative object. So, like focusing in, like if you call it's like focusing in the kunzup demba or the relative object. So, this is also some like kind of like special like visualization which cannot be seen or which cannot be experienced by an ordinary beings. This can be only practiced or known or experienced or like realized by the sublime noble beings by their inner self-aware primordial wisdom, and which this vision purified the shedip, which is called thokdip also, and that is the obscuration of knowledge.
Tatonde sur dejana chetawa zikpi nyondra pongwa. Chenyeba zikpi shidra pongwa. Wati yonda nyide.
So if we summarize the two qualities explained in the Sanskrit text of the Indian masters, then the first one is focusing on the ultimate truth, with the vision which purified all the obscurations of klesha, is called chakdip, and chakdip or nyundip also. And the second one is focusing on the relative truth, like knowing all the phenomena or knowing completely all the phenomena of the relative truth, which is some special realization which can be only realized or experienced and known by the sublime bodhisattvas of 10 bhumis. And this vision purified the obscurations of knowledge, which is called shedip and thokdip also.
Ta poji kiba desu sondan la sangi koncho yondan gedan de son, chu koncho yondan gedan de son, naja kamdara gendon koncho yondan gedan de tonk yore son achi.
So, according to the masters from Tibet, not only the Gedin Kunchuk, but the first Vajrapa and second Asangi Kunchuk and the second Vajrapa and Che Kunchuk is also like categorized or categorized into 8 different qualities. So similar to Sangi Kunchuk and Sangi Kunchuk and Che Kunchuk, here in Gedin Kunchuk is also categorized in 8 different kind of qualities by the great masters of Tibet.
Di kawla kansong kor sidi chitawa rikpi yondan, chi nyepa rikpi yondan, nanga yehi ki zikpa dan damba rikpi yondan. Ki rikpi yondan tela sam.
So, according to the masters from Tibet, if we explain the 8 qualities, and the first one is like the same from the previous one, focusing on the ultimate truth, like focusing on the ultimate truth which purified the obscuration of klesha, like which purified the yundip. And the second one is focusing on the relative truth which purify the obscuration of knowledge, which purify the shedip. So after this, then this kind of views or this kind of knowledge can be only known by or only realized by the sublime bodhisattvas or the noble sangha, which noble sangha by their primordial wisdom, by their unsurpassable primordial wisdom, which is called Lana Mebe Yishi in Tibetan. So the first one is focusing on the ultimate truth. The second one is focusing on the relative truth, and by these two we purify the yundip and shedip. And the third one is we should known as that all these qualities are only realized or known by the bodhisattvas by their unsurpassable primordial wisdom. So we should think these three different kind of qualities of Gedin Kunchuk as the quality of awareness, which says Rigdol Yundin Sum, Rigpe Yundin Sum.
Teni Tori Yundan Sum Songore, De Yondra Pawa, Todra Pawa, Teni Mambi Java Pawa se.
So after that, the first three is like qualities of qualities of awareness. 3 qualities of awareness is the first part, and after that we move to the second part. The second part is like purifying the obscuration of klesha, and which says chakdip, and the second one is purifying the obscuration of knowledge, which says shedip or thokdip also, and then the third one
Somebody Lana may be Yondan say the Mambi Java Pawa.
no, sir. And the third one is by the self inner aware primordial wisdom, the third wheel or the third negative emotion is purified, which is called mendip in Tibetan. So this is how this is how these 3 qualities are included or categorized in the qualities of Dolwe. It's described as Dolwe Yundin Sum in Tibetan. So it's called like 3 qualities of purified.
Oh, the Riching the Governor Mustong, you be Gendon Conjo de Sancho Semba, Jacqueore.
So it's known as the three qualities of liberation. Sorry, it's not purified, but the second 3 qualities are known as 3 qualities of liberation, which says Jolme Yundin Sum, and all these qualities are only experienced, realized, or like can be accomplished by the sublime noble Sangha.
Mandrub say on the Simchan Tamchik don't the jet Samare, the Naranga Tarvatova Jego Sambaga, Samnotella, Mambi Java Lakiore. Mote Nyantu Daranga Yolate Yore. Sancho Sembi de Pare Songore.
So if we talk about the third dipa, which is mendip, so mendip is kind of klesha, is kind of obscuration, which says that for example, it is the one who think that I can never benefit all the sentient beings. It's not my like I'm not the one who can like benefit or liberate all the sentient beings. I'll only work for myself. So this kind of thinking is called mendip, and this kind of this mendip and the Nyenthe and Rangsangi, which are known as Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas, those Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas have this particular dipa, which is called mendip, and the Bodhisattva who abides in 10 bhumi have already purified the third dipa, which is called mendip also. That's why the Bodhisattvas who abide in 10 bhumis are superior than the Shravakas and the Pratyeka Buddha.
Oh, did it. The Tawasum Rikpi on the Chimasum Drury on the Rikpi on the Drury on the city, Nisarziona, then on the yes.
So after all this explanation, then we should know how to like count the 8 qualities. So at first we should know the 3 qualities, qualities which is which is summarized or included in the qualities of awareness, and the second 3 qualities which shows the qualities of liberation. So the first, there's 3 qualities, second 3, total 6, and above those 6 we need to add the qualities of awareness and the qualities of liberation. So with that total we have 8 like supreme qualities of noble Sangha, Gidin Kunchok.
다 텐데지 온데 겐동 꼼조 돈 비값 될라 측스 잡아 쭉 요래 다 당원디 연던 조비고니 세나 또비고니 캡슨로시 니바티 연던 게티 옛날에 연던 이날에 띵고서 드니 진이 측제 시디 디마 기바송 요래 드니 인디 가수 단다 연던 이날에 게 옛날에 대서워치 고와 예찬나 대 측제 치마시 돈다디 히탑 그래.
So as we said earlier about the dharma, the Chekunchuk, similar to that, Gedin Kunchuk is also summarized into 4 different kind of main subject in the text Uttaratantra Shastra, and the same as Chekunchuk. If we it's described and explained according to the 4 different kind of subject, but if we combine all those 4 subjects into one, then the core meaning is it shows the 8 qualities of the Gidin Kunchuk. So for us, it's important to know the core meaning, which is the 8 qualities of Gidin Kunchuk.
다때 연식 그 도지 따위 돈 쓴바 되니 겐동 꼼조데 로레.
So with this, now we have completed the 3rd Vajra point, which is Gedin Kunchok.
다 나랑서 갈상 공도 겹섬지 예왔단 세니 꼼조 숨 냠도 마소니 꼼조 숨 세시자고 대 간디레 세디게 대 돈발라 돈바담바 호든기 특과섬단 제송라스 어때니 말에.
So after completing or the 3rd Vajra point, now we'll go through the explanation of the explanation which combines all the triple gems together. So why it is necessary to describe or why it is necessary to have the 3 sublime 3 refuge.
대시 다 될라 상기 공처 겹선저 저설때 돈바세네 나솔라 람카 돈컨데레스.
So as we said that after explaining about the triple gems, then it comes the combined definition of the triple gems, and the first is the necessity to present 3 types of refuge. Why it is necessary to present 3 types of refuge, and for this we should know that at first the Vajra point, the Buddha is shown because Buddha is the one who we should pay homage or who we should follow.
되니 담바 생원디가 디송샤비 담바 다 담비추 나랑서 교시 겹무디 되니 담바 원데시니 자레스.
So after Buddha, it comes the dharma or teachings or chekuncho. So after Buddha, the teaching of the chekuncho comes because the teachings and chekuncho is the one the path which is shown by the Buddha Shakyamuni. So it comes after the Buddha.
되니 겐동 꼼초티 흡든 계세원디 도나 대타위 추디 냠슬라니 로바보 간데시니 로브드록 간데시니 단레스디 되니 담바 담바 흡든 계소.
So in the text Uttaratantra Shastra, the stanza which shows the necessary of the 3 types of refuge, the line it describes as Tempa, and Lobdin. So Tempa is Buddha, Tempa is his teachings, and Lobdin is kind of disciple, followers. So So Gedin Kuncho is shown because they are the noble Sangha who practice or who follows or who realize the path of teachings or the path of Buddha Shakyamuni. So that's why Gedin Kunchuk always comes after the Chekunchuk, after the Dharma.
되니 특별성 당세용 되고 상기 공조 때 특별 첨부시 안주 셈비 톱산 탈도 추 공조 때 랑게 그 되니 톱샤 되니 다좀바 겐던 때 냔투 톱시조 제가 여기 그 점성 그 특별성 당소
So right now we are talking about the necessary to present the three types of refuge, and the first reason was how Buddha Shakyamuni comes first, and the second the Dharma, and third the disciple or the followers. And the second reason is the necessary of presenting three types of refuge is because of the Bodhisattvas, Pratyeka Buddhas, and Shravakas, which we call Thekpasum also. Thekpasum in Tibet. Thekpa is kind of vehicle, the tree vehicle. So the vehicle of Bodhisattva, the vehicle of Pratyeka Buddha, and the vehicle of Shravakas. So the first Sangye Kunchuk is represent as the vehicle of Bodhisattvas. And the second Dharma Chekunchuk is represent as the vehicle of Pratyeka Buddha, because the Pratyeka Buddha, they practice or they practice the second Dharma Chekunchuk. And the third Gedin Kunchuk or Sublime Noble Sangha, is represent as the vehicle of Shravaka, which is Nyinte. So the triple gems, the necessary of the presenting triple gems is because of the three vehicles also. So we should know this is the another reason.
되니 제সম라 무바스 남기지 제바섬 세대 상기라 녀거셔번도바 상기기 거장원도바 야추 배나 상기기 송다 lokparndoba 냐나 송르 장원도바다 되니 겐던라 녀거셔번도바 된리게 관데 신이야 겹섬 되자그래서.
So the necessary of presenting triple gems. So the next reason. So we went. So right now we already finished two reasons. The first one, the second one, and the third reason is the necessary of presenting three refuges. That first is Sangye Kunchuk. So Sangye Kunchuk is necessary because there are great masters who are really interested or who have really a big faith in the Buddha. So that's why they always do the activity of kind of making big statues and offering to the Buddha. And then comes the Chekunchuk. So there are some kind of masters and there are some kind of practitioners even in these days who are really interested in interested or have faith in going through the precious texts of Buddha Shakyamuni. So some of them, there are some kind of masters who are really interested in making thousand copy of the Kangyur and Tengyur and distributing it all over the his disciples. And the third one comes, there are some kind of practitioners, masters who have really great faith or who are really interested in offering to the Sangha, offering meals, offering Sangha Dana, so any kind of offering to the Sangha. So according to this reason also, it is necessary to present three types of refuge. So the necessary of presenting three types of refuge have three different kind of reason or meaning.
Oh yeah, thatni thartu konchosum gnalonin thartu kyap sedi ngun sambare tela teni kyab sam ka nani sangi komchote tartuk kyabres tartuk seondi khona kyon malewa sat yonda malewa zo sonwi tani tar simbachik res wete songyor.
So after explaining about the necessary to present the three types of refuge, then we should know that actually we have three types of refuge, which is Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. But we should analyze, or we should know that which is the ultimate refuge. Is the all three Buddha, Dharma, Sangha is the ultimate refuge, or it's only the Buddha which is the ultimate refuge? So when we go through this question, or when we analyze this, then we should know, or it is also present in the text itself, that it says that only the Buddha Shakyamuni or the Sangye Kunchok is the ultimate refuge.
Tatani long chu sangi so mayen bi long te so donda te to sona ngasu ta trzang nani chi phara do sona tani ta trzang te beche yo mare ote na jen tani donda te to sona te sam kun rik yo re tende yende zar tar pawan shaware so ko pawan shaware se.
So now while analyzing about the which is the ultimate refuge regarding the three triple gems, then we should at first we should practice or follow the path or practice the teachings of Buddha Shakyamuni to attain the Buddhahood, to attain the enlightenment, and after attaining the enlightenment, the teachings or the path is no use. For example, when we cross the ocean by ship, so after we cross the ocean, then we'll never take the ocean. Then we never take the ship or the boat along with us. We just leave the boat by the ocean, and we go in our own like destination. So similar to this, while we are like going through the path of, or while we are practicing, then we need to follow, or we need to practice, or we need guidance of the Dharma or the Chekuncho. But after we attain the Buddhahood, the enlightenment, then there's no need of Chekuncho. So that's why at that time we can like leave behind the Dharma or Chekuncho. So in this way, it shows the Buddha or Sangye Kuncho is only the ultimate refuge.
Tani topi chu tate long chu chi tani topi chu la lobi lam de so dadong koni konde ya yar tang ko chik chak yores tani den thar tu ba mares.
So according to the Dharma, we have like teaching of scriptures and teaching of realization, which we call realization is called Tokpa, we call Tokpeche. So when it comes for the Tokpeche, then we have 5 paths. It's called Lamnga. So when we go step by step, or when we practice step by step of the 5 path, then when we start from the first path, and after we finish realizing the first path, then we move to second path. At that time, the first path we leave behind the first path. So this is how the whenever we practice in the 5 path, we go like step by step. So, and we leave the first and second, third, fourth path behind, and the ultimate path, the 5th path, is the Buddhahood. So this is how the Chekunchuk is like. Chekunchuk should be no Buddha Shakyamuni. The Sangye Kunchuk should be the ultimate truth.
Tani thumi ta soba na thumi gen goden de so ya thar tu ba re yo mares. Nika tan thar tu ngor mere so tondala.
So according to the Chekunchuk Dharma, and after that the Gedin Kunchuk, the sublime noble Sangha, is also not shown as the ultimate refuge.
Tani loba nyantu da chambala soba tindri yena ya khona bi ta don shirpa yo ma ta don de se Shidu Genjikpa Yores, Tendi de on Tartuk Jamares, Dorna Cap say the Sangi, Tartuk Cap say the Sangi, Konares.
Because even the bodhisattvas who abide in 10 bhumis have also not purified or pacified all the negative emotions or obscurations as Buddha Shakyamuni. Because even the Pratyeka Buddha, be it the Shravakas or the bodhisattvas who abides in 10 bhumi, they still have some kind of obscuration left behind their within their mind to be purified. So that's why they can be never the ultimate refuge, because they have still some kind of obscurations and negative and obscurations of knowledge, which is called shedib, to be purified. So that's why they are not represented as the ultimate refuge.
Tatani Conchok Dadon said it. Conchok Dadon Senaya Ranataria Seni Renchen some Songador, Tijan. There is on the courage in a Renchen some Songor city, nor Rumbachetan, Dravi Gumsen Gi, Teni Renchen some Songores.
So after explaining that, after explaining or analyzing about the ultimate truth, then we move toward the next chapter, which explain why is in Tibetan it's called Kunchuk Sum. So Kunchuk is something kind of very precious and rare and sublime. So why the triple gems is known as very rare, very sublime, or Khenpo in Tibetan. So we'll describe in this part about that.
Ta Kandichini Dragresidiga, Tani Norumbochi Nyekawa Imba, Mola Trama Mepa, Telatini, Tani Gunda Jonji Yova, Tani Gan Chota Kiwachi Imba, O Tani Jean de Gura Mepa la Soba, Tende Chikitani, Tani Sangi Chu Gendan Sim De, Rumbochetan Dravina, Kon Nambala, Rumbochet number Sim Sini Laures.
So the reason behind
Come there shopping young del Tugre.
So until here, now we have completed or finished all the subjects regarding explanation of the triple gems. So from tomorrow, we'll move towards the fourth Vajra point, which is the Buddha nature, or which is called Rikam Dewa worshiping Yingbo in Tibetan. So now, if you have few questions, then we'll take the questions.
Teni Keransu Semna la Topa Yobi, Trava Tendiona, Iktola Chini, Teni Kongshala, Chetan Puro Chijana, Trava Katsi Yona Yang, Ting Asu Dedan Tombaga, Lan Pichani, Yondan Tarshimban, Tartuk Doba de Suri, Sondi, Des Hanji Conchori Songyori, Di Kaliomare.
So regarding to your question, Khenpo just explained that whenever we take refuge, it is true that we need to take refuge from all the three triple gems, but right now it's not question of right now the like explaining about the ultimate truth is comparing within the three triple gems. It's not like that. When we take refuge, we should take refuge to the all three triple gems. But when it comes to comparing to the three triple gems, then Buddha Shakyamuni or the Buddha or the Sanghi Kunchuk will always be the ultimate refuge. It's not like that. When we take refuge, we should take refuge to all three triple gems. But when it comes to the comparing to the triple gems, at that point, Buddha Shakyamuni or Sanghi Kunchuk will always be the ultimate regarding to the Chö Kunchuk and Gidin Kunchuk. Is it clear?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Teni Shambado. Chiya Samar.
Thank you very much, Khenpo Lobsang, for your very clear explanation. I actually just want to, if you could just repeat a couple of points, because I missed the first 2 days. So could you just say who has made this particular commentary, because it's different to the other one by Jamgon Control? And also, could you just repeat again the 4 stanzas which show the core meaning in the truth of the path, in the Dharma, the second of the jewels?
So you mean the summarize of the qualities of the Dharma into the two truth?
You said no. You said there were 4 stanzas which show the core meaning, and you repeated them, but I didn't quite catch them all.
Okay. Tagi nganzu chukuncho la nganzu gi subject shi ondu shara di an ine nganzu gi ta dor dina chukuncho gi yunde gidin dagarang gi ta cawa nenga cawa dila thuila ra kongi thana thiwa di chukuncho tembe gi di cawa shaloka shi di khande gande na do lai
cawa shi di
the 4 stanza, right?
Yomen kanshik meme yomen se di cawa tsikchi tangwa diri. Teni tsikchi nipa di ane same nime tome pa seya ga. O teni tsikchi nipa diri. Teni o diri ta.
Somebody chartering in Gopa Dang.
Oh, the chartering in Gopa Dang, Lamji Dembase, Tane Machi, Tane Tauman Sherdan, German, Papin Kensha Samenis. Oh, deep artery.
So, do you have the text in Tibetan or in English?
Okay.
So we have four different stanzas which shows the Dharma, the Chokunchok. So do you have the book in English or?
I have it in English, but not with me.
Okay.
Is it in the? If it's in the text, then maybe I'll just look in there.
Okay. Okay. So if tomorrow you can bring the text, then I will mark the. Yeah.
I don't have it with me though, so.
Okay.
Jamgon control can drive inchik down the tela zigzana lila.
So if you have the commentaries text by Jamgon Control.
Yeah, I'll have a look in there.
Okay.
And who made this commentary?
Which one?
The commentary you're using, that Khenpo is using.
Jamgon Lodathai.
Is it?
Yeah,
okay,
the same one.
He's done a different one, hasn't
Yeah,
he?
the same one.
Okay.
So the first one is the second Vajra point Dharma. The first stanza is the one which says the Dharma is neither non-existent nor existent. It is not both. So did you get? Yeah. So that is the first stanza. The subject is presentation of the subject matter by means of praise. The first stanza is this one. And the second one is explanation of the meaning of the praise presented in categories, which says inconceivable, free from the 2 wills and from thought. Did you got it? This is the second stanza or the subject. And the third one is summary of the categories in terms of the truth of cessation and truth of path, which says that in stanza it shows freedom from attachment consists of the truth of cessation and path. Accordingly, this should be also known by means of 3 qualities each. So this is the third stanza. And the fourth one is explanation of the reason by combining the praise and its meaning. So the text, it shows not being an object of conceptual investigation, being inexpressible, and only to be known by the noble ones. The Dharma is inconceivable. Since it is peace, it is free from the 2 wills and free from thought. In its 3 aspects of purity and so on, it's similar to the sun. So these are the 4 stanza which shows the meaning of the Dharma. So now we'll dedicate the merit.
탐치 즈보아니 톰니 니베
Gebe
자나
chanam
팜시
pamje de
게가 난지 발론 주고 예스빈 소렌 주